The Battle of Bruges continues here at Tom's Tourney, live on Ulti TV, across the internet, and it is semi-final time, the business end of the weekend. Sunday in the sunshine. In the men's division, it's Clapham versus Iznogood for a place in the final to face up against Cusb Red Bulls, which is the Lafota D-line. Davide Mori catching the final point. I'm Tom Styles alongside Didzis Maldaris from Salaspils, joining us in the commentary box this weekend. And Didzis, these two teams are looking really, really hot this weekend. The Clapham side, probably the favourites.
Definitely their favourites. I think they haven't had almost none of the games they played, they were close. And Iznogood faced one loss in a power pool. So should be exciting match. Only difference I could say is that Clapham boys showed up to the party yesterday. So usually you don't see that. Let's see if that will be a big factor in their game today.
Yeah, some of them were there just briefly, and some stayed to the end and then went on for more party action later. Let's see if the brain needs to make some reparations for the body's excesses the night before. Wherever you are, wherever you're joining us from, thanks very much for tuning in. Ulti TV bringing the action across the European Ultimate scene. And we're very lucky to have our crew out here in the sunshine. If you would like to support the growth of Ultimate, you can support Ulti TV directly with a small one-off payment or a regular monthly contribution towards the incredible work that they do. The disc is in the air, we're underway. It's Clapham with Briggs, sending it across to Mead. Back to Briggs, and on this near side, Long. Alexis Long looks to reset. Briggs in the middle. The Iznogood team from Noisy-le-Sec in the red. Clapham from London.
It seems like that Iznogood has decided to guard man-to-man defense at the start of the game with a bit of a poaching.
Ashley Yo. Down to Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon looks at Mead in the end zone. One-handed grab required from Conrad Wilson, who gets it in the front corner. Briggs continues the cut and puts it in for a quick, clean hold. And a pick has been called. It's going to come back.
All right, the first pick of the game as well on the field. Let's see if we will have many of those in this game.
Tap back in. Wilson with a second chance, sees Gordon. Briggs sprints out of the zone. Alexis Long available again. This time it comes back to Briggs. The cut taken away, but they're so precise. They know exactly what each other are going to do. Into the end zone, front corner. Tom Cartwright with the point. And a really solid start. Second time of asking for Clapham.
Yeah, Clapham opens the game strong. Easy hold for the Clapham. Iznogood did a pretty good pressure, limiting the deep threat early. Made them work for the point, but yeah, it didn't seem like Clapham had much troubles to open the game up. 1-0, Clapham moves ahead.
Yeah, they look like a well-oiled machine, Clapham, there, don't they? They're running their cycles, they're running their resets, running their patterns, and their patterns are so well established. This team going to Cincinnati. This is their O-line. They sent a different team to Bologna Invite 2 weeks ago, the sort of opening tournament in the European Elite Ultimate calendar. That was a little bit about selection, a little bit about getting the D-line sorted. This is the majority O-line player. I only think one player here that isn't going to Cincinnati, which is Hori, the 71 shirt.
All right, Connor McHale ready to deliver a big pull for the Clapham D-line.
Such a big arm. That is beautiful. Hanging, turning, slicing to the back of the end zone as we see Mbe.
Nice toe in.
Becker, downfield. Big target. Touched off the hands, and
Connor McHale
getting up against, that was exactly the matchup you called before the game.
Hey, that's what I thought. That's the best defender Clapham can put on Joe White, and he delivers on the first offensive position. for the Iznogood. All right, let's see if the Clapham can come down with a hammer in this opening D-line for them.
Joe White in Paris for the summer with Iznogood. Excited to be over here.
Well,
speaks very good French as well.
I haven't heard it, but I heard it from their coach and Tim Shocks as well, his roommate, is joining the forces on this no good side. But in the meantime, Justin Ford with the disc.
Ford moving it across to Alarma. Katsu.
Connor McHale.
McHale looks to Justin up the line, looks for the quick 1-2, switch of defenders from the French. Down the line.
Ooh, a bit of a contact.
Naz with the big block attempt. McHale at the front corner when a pick's been called is going to go back to Andrew Hillman on the sideline.
What do you think? Will Clapham try to attack the front cone once again?
I think that's number one move, and if that gets looked off, they'll go and reset around to Ford. One cut at a time coming. McHale rises. Incredible athletic ability. Joe White marking Justin Ford is a nice opportunity to see that matchup. Hillman sprints free. Oh, Mbe Vogel just misses his footing, slips to the ground and gives Justin Ford a completely unopposed shot into the end zone.
Put him on the skates, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. All right, and that's the break for the Clapham. The score is 2-0. Let's see the replay of that beautiful, beautiful swing.
It's this continuation. Hillman. Oh, sorry, it was Hillman's shot into the end zone. And the 8 shirt of Axel Alarma.
All right, I believe it's already second game in a row on the live field where Iznogood started off with a 2-point deficit. Previously, they came back, so let's see what they can do. Brand new line for Clapham's D-line. I know that they came to this tournament with two D-lines and a single O-line. So let's see, fresh legs in the field for the Clapham.
So 8 additional players on the Iznogood line compared with Clapham. Clapham running a really short line here, wanting to concentrate. And interestingly, a tactical switch for them. When they go to Cincinnati this year, they're intending to take 21 or 22 players, which is a very, very short line compared to what a lot of other teams will take. Their observation from their experience in 2018 was that the O-line just didn't click as it needed to, as it always does, because they just had so many players out there. They weren't getting the rotations through, and that was the kind of foundational problem. Lots of other problems that they had. They were disappointed with the result in 2018 and determined to learn from it for 2022. Excited to see the form team from Europe in the men's division out there. Do stand some head and shoulders. Joe White now receives the quick disc up the line.
Begging for unders.
Big shot going deep. Abrams underneath just picks it off. Joe White, high stall count, bail out. Nothing really there. Third opportunity to break now. Sorry, second opportunity to break, third point in a row. Ollie Gordon, the target. Oh, the speed of the man. 14 sprints deep. Cartwright changes direction. Calmly done, 1 foot on the line. Axel Armour just changes directions. Ollie Gordon cuts to the front, and it's 3 breaks to start this one. 3-0 up to Clapham.
Did you know Ollie Gordon is fluent in German?
I did not know that.
You should approach him and try to speak German, at least based on the facts we have about him on the commentary.
I'm not believing any of the facts that Clapham have given us. I think there may be some truth in there, but there's an awful lot of stretch in there as well.
It seems like the Iznogood decided to take an early timeout I want to give a quick shout out to John Coffey, one of the best ultimate photographers here in Europe. You're the man, John. Much love from my side, especially. Thanks for the cool pictures, man.
Yeah, says love Joe White. So funny to have him over here. And David Price watching, commentator of some repute. Don't get to hear David on the microphone so often these days, but great to have you watching and supporting wherever you are.
All right.
Recently married as well.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Congrats,
David.
man. That's big.
Congratulations, David.
I hope you will have a lovely marriage.
Didzis Maldaris alongside myself, Tom Stiles, covering this men's division semi-final.
Clapham versus Iznogood. All right, Iznogood trailing 3-0 to Clapham early. Early timeout for the Iznogood side. You can see the Stefano Rapazzo on the line giving some instructions to the guys. Before the game, they said they know that they can beat them, but I talked with most of the guys. They have played Clapham only once in their career, and it was like a 15-6 blowout. So we'll see how these guys will adapt.
Yes, I think that's the big difference, the big advantage that Leforte have is they have beaten Clapham, and they're one of a very few number of European teams to have done so. Naz with a disc, still doing it. And still doing it so well. Becker gets it back to Naz. Van der Voort. Becker. To Naz, and then swings it across the other side of the field to Reiners. Joe White. This is calm from Izno. Naz available now, the little flick backhand. And that's caught in the air, a little bit of pressure comes through from Katsu, but doesn't get the turn this time. That creates a little bit of momentum. White looking deep.
Joe White and Nasser connection on the handlers has been so crucial throughout the whole tournament.
Mikhail is never far away though, is he? Down the line looks, and there's a peel off defense that stops that throw going. Inside throw from White is perfection. Into the space. Van der Voort looking for the shot to the goal. Again, it's White. Swinging it through Pigeon. Becker into the front corner. Well worked from Iznogood. The first hold of the game. And they did it through very, very many pairs of hands, but they did it nevertheless.
All right, beautiful. Beautiful offense from the Iznogood side. Opened the score for them as well. The score is 3-1. Still Clapham in front on the driver's seat in this one, but hey, we just started the game. Let's see. What do you think, chat? What Iznogood has to do?
Well, they've done what the first thing they need to do, which is to score their offense. This is the first chance we've got now. Well, second chance we've got to see the Izno defense. They've got to come and put some pressure. Clapham scored, relatively easily, sort of 15 passes. They've got to break that down. If Clapham keep just putting in their offense, which is their thing, that's what they do. They keep putting their offense and they get their D line out. The D train gets rolling, and they've used that to great effect over very many years. Didzis, you play your ultimate in Salaspils in Latvia. Have you played against Clapham before?
Yeah, I think I have played against Clapham like maybe 3-4 times. To be honest, I have managed to win them once as well.
You've beaten them once?
Yeah, once we did it in EUCF in a pool phase in like 2015-16. Yeah, it's something to remember here in Ultimate Scene.
That's Salaspils were a surprise package before everybody knew how good you all were.
Yeah, the thing what Justin Ford told us after the game, I can't even say it on the camera here. It was such a powerful phrase.
Yeah. So the zone look from Izno here, a low hand catching Conrad Wilson.
We got American Tom Schlock as well in the cup, in the zone, cheering up the team. As their coach said, he's the main guy to bring the energy to the field for the team. Love to see that from a pickup player.
Yeah, a different attitude from Tim Schock that we don't hear from very many European players, but I quite like it. James Mead with the disc now for Clapham, trying to unlock this French zone. You'll just see them quite happily take the passes.
Wind is picking up as well a bit, so I think it was very nice call from Stefan to bring the zone out.
Amala back to Briggs. Finding the gap through Tom Abrams. Back to Briggs. Through to Yo. Back to Briggs again. Going every other at the moment. Yo finding some space. Amala. Oh, and the disc from Amala was so low. It's been called down, and I think it was down. Wilson managed to get a fingertip underneath it, but the grass was never too far away. See the reset there. This is not a good disc. It's low, it's low, it's low, and then it's on the ground, and then the hand comes underneath.
I think it's up by the replay.
I'm calling that down from the replay. Let's have a look at it again.
I think it's up. He got long hands. All right, they're signaling it as a point.
They are signaling it as up. Well, okay. Let's see it.
All right, Joe.
Okay, maybe that's second time with you.
By this call, but walking back to the line.
Yeah, very difficult to call, even with the replay. Let's have a look at this one more time. So it's low, the camera swings around. Okay, maybe.
I think he got his hand underneath it.
Yeah. Okay, let us know what you think in the comments. Was that disc up or down?
Well, it seems like players in the field agreed with our perspective as well, and no arguments, because in the end, ultimate is the sport. You are the self-refereeing, so you don't have to listen what others are saying on the sideline. You're the one making the call on the field. So if the players thought it's up, and we got the 4th point on the board for the Clapham. Iznogood trailing by 3 points. Let's see. We have a Funk, Benjamin Funk.
Dr. Ben Funk, Dr. Funk.
Dr. Funk, preparing a pull for the Iznogood. Big pull, I would say, big float. Iznogood player decides not to catch it to Nasser. And we have a zoney look from the Clapham side as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see the zone here. They do have a collection of different zones to play from, but they were not wanting to show too much of that on the camera here. But they have switched straight away to a one-on-one. Maybe that was just the stopping the pull play. Now's opening up the space and finding the receiver. Eric Becker picks up a point to go with his assist from earlier. That was a good connection there and a very quick point for Izno.
Right in the back of the Connor McHale. You can't teach that. That's a pure experience from the Nasser side, just fooling the defense, seeing that they're not seeing where he's at and just putting it in the open space.
Yeah, to be able to see it is one thing. To have the throws to put it there accurately with Clapham defenders lurking around is another.
And this wind is a big factor as well. I wouldn't say it's like a light wind at the moment.
No, it's very swirly, but a clean game we've got so far. Just the 2 turnovers in the game, and those both converted by Clapham to give them this 4-2 lead in the men's semi-final here. The Battle of Brugge, Tom's Tourney Ultimate Paradise. 3-day tournament, 60 teams from around Europe. Team from Israel coming across, teams from the UK, all over Northern Europe.
And we have a big pull which will sail out of bounds from the Iznogood, so Clapham will start on a brick mark. Clapham side, Alex Akmel have started this game off strong. 1 goal and 2 assists already.
Yeah, Marla playing
first 4 points.
Marla playing great ultimate out there. Abrams now, see the familiar handling trio of Briggs, Abrams and Mead. Abrams kicks us off. And he has it back again now. Yo comes in from the deep space. Ollie Gordon comes across. Mead accelerates. Takes the reset. Low hands. Options being cut out well, but the movement is swish. Again, stopping the Josh Briggs flick. Floats it back. Complete cycling through. And then you find Mead, the handler, in the deep space from a Conrad Wilson put. The flexibility these players have got, the space there. Ashley Yeo goes up, adjusts the run and brings it down. O'Donfong, the defender, could not do anything to control it. And again, the Clapham offense is clinical.
Clapham offense looks so smooth so far. Iznogood is giving them a good pressure, but I think Clapham guys are way too comfortable by just swinging the disc and waiting for some open cuts under or deep. I don't know what it will take for the French side to turn this around. Maybe a huge bid, some emotions on the field, but so far Clapham looks very good.
I don't understand how Ollie Gordon was as free as he was. There was nobody anywhere near him. I'm not sure which person had come off him, but he was so exposed. And so many of these players are effective deep and effective underneath with the disc. So the defenders know, well, I can't give them the deep, but if you take away the deep option, they go underneath to take the disc, and that's exactly what we saw from Ash Yeo. And then James Mead goes, well, hang on a minute, there's too many handlers here, I'll go deep, and he's just as effective there as a target man. And the pull has gone out of bounds. That'll be a big advantageous brick to Izno.
Yeah, I think previously what happened there, one of the Clapham guys, when he saw the deep pass going deep, he was just rushing to help his guy, and yeah, he just beat these no good guys on that split-second decision. When you're thinking that they will get the D, but in the end, Clapham came down with the disc and easy point on the board.
Pigeon, high grab from White. Again, McHale and White marking up well against each other. Becker.
Well, we see Justin Ford as well on the D-line for the Clapham.
To White. Trying to find a way through to Becker. Oh, the foot got in the way. The Justin Ford toe tipping the disc. And a turnover to Clapham. An opportunity to take a 4-point lead. Not turned over so far this game, and now they have. Oh, there's going to be a foot race down across the field. Josh Orcock chasing
right
across.
Over Justin Ford, right over his fingertips.
Sort of execution error you really never see from Clapham, but the wind coming in from that far side of the field, straight into the camera, a leading edge, facing the wind, rises it over the receiver, and Izno with an opportunity. Clapham with their first turnover of the game.
I like the matchup between Connor McHale and Joe White. Connor McHale had some words about the matchup between Joe White yesterday, but as we speak about it, Joe White easily gets their 3rd point on the board. Iznogood 3, Clapham 5.
Yeah, the Joe White and Becker combination is difficult to stop. They really are moving it very nicely.
They have like this different sort of connection in between them. It feels like they already have played for years, but I believe it's just an experience both of these guys have combined that makes this duo very good.
And Steph Rapazzo, talking to him before the game, was excited to have Schock and White over here, but he really wanted to make the point that this is they are playing the French way, they're playing the Iznogood system, and they're just adding those players in. And you know, White's job and Schock's job is to play the Iznogood system. They're not here to completely revolutionise. But he did say that having those two players has kind of created a different mental atmosphere in the preparation. Still, they are the decided underdogs in this game. Mead.
Yeah, quite rough start for the Iznogood, but I think they have found their game as well after those 2 turnovers at the first 2 points. Ooh.
Having to rescue that off the ground, Conrad Wilson goes to turf. Ollie Gordon now. Briggs has cut. He's going to have to come underneath. Ash Yeo warming up quite a tired leg before the game, but looking completely fluent. Now he's into his stride. Wilson threatens the hammer. Down the line is Mead, and a big bit of pressure. It's a turnover, well earned by Tim Schock.
That's an American style of defense right there.
Schock looks up the field.
Thought about the deep option there. Finds Simon, sends it deep.
Ollie Gordon clearing up the deep shot, preventing the pass, making it to Combray. Simon Ruel.
Big props to Tim Schock on the defense there on the sideline. Good pressure, no foul.
It's the first forced turnover we see. Look at the pressure that they're under here, and that's just come through. It was a very, very tight window, but Tim Schock shut it, and the disc taken away. That's the first forced turnover that Izno have earned from Clapham.
It seems like Josh Briggs is not rushing to put the disc into play.
Wilson looking deep, running across the front is Yo. Wilson has it. Yo available in the front, but he's not going to take it. Now he's going to swirl around. Briggs, they'll always come around and take away the Briggs flick. So deadly deep. Ollie Gordon, he's got a flick on him as well. He's a bit of a deep machine. Yo to Briggs. Downfield to Mead. Quick jab forward to Yo. Cartwright lurking. Briggs for the reset. Long. Mead jinking around, trying to get away from Tim Schock. This time he does manage it.
I love how Iznogood is forcing Clapham just to swing the disc, make a lot of passes, and hope for that one missed throw. But so far, Clapham looks so comfortable.
Every defensive cut is coming with 100% energy, 100% effort, landing, and it's good, it's in. Oh, it's been like Conrad Wilson under the pressure of the defense from the 13 shirt of Simon Ruel. Come to see that. First point of contact was inside.
Well,
you know, watch it again. Let's have a look.
it was definitely in by
So,
the replay.
He's got it in
He
his
got
hand.
so much space there.
Knee in.
All right, so nice to play ultimate on such a high level and to be able to watch the replay to determine if it was inbounds or out of the bounds. So shout out to the filming crew.
Yeah, great angle from Edgars on our sideline camera, and well done to all the players who are staying back, keeping that line open. Briggs back to Mead. Mead has to go horizontal. Does it just like he's taking another footstep.
Iznogood with a very good pressure for the Clapham on this point.
It's very impressive man marking. Gordon to Long again, another player running hard behind him. Peruzzi with
I'm
the
not
chase.
sure what Iznogood changed in this point, but it's working.
Now if the other sideline was in, that was definitely out.
They're calling it out as well on the field.
It's being called out. We'll see a replay here, but from that first view, see the pass from Briggs. Well, that's the layout. I think the players on the field are.
I love how everyone is looking at us like we're the gods. I will just dab. Well, there's a chance that they didn't got it on camera as well.
What?
Right, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Was it in or was it out of the bounds? Let's see the replay.
Long, downfield. That's too low from Wilson. Yeah, the replay. Tom Abrams, the ruling does allow the players.
They're saying that there's a guy with a photo of the catch inbounds It's interesting because it was close.
It's very close.
Two perspectives. The guy right on the sideline with a camera.
I think his front foot was down as the connection was made.
They turn it over. Good spirit
That's a
by
turn.
Clapham's side. And Iznogood with their first break opportunity of the game, isn't it, Tom?
Second, but they gave it back the first time round. Big swing across. Now we get to see Izno. Can they control the emotions? Maurice continues the cut. Centres to Simon Rule. Across to Combray. Big pressure from Clapham. High stall count here. Finds Shock. Across the field to French.
Tim Shock on the doorstep.
Can they find a way in? Izno with a chance to break Clapham, and they've done it. 2 points in a row. They're back within one, and the French roar onto the field.
What an emotional point for the Iznogood. Wow, even got me excited about this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a semi-final over here. Clapham 5, Iznogood 4. We already played around like 25 minutes. I mean 30 minutes, so halfway there. And we have a 1-point game. And that's the first break as well for the Iznogood on this game. Tim Shock, the American, doing the work, getting a defense, and in the end throwing assist. Wow.
And it's Benjamin Frenrich here, cuts around Wilson. Wilson takes an eye off him, and he just darts around. Great footwork from the 69 shirt. Benjamin Frenrich with the goal.
With emotional spike as well.
And Conrad Wilson will be cursing that one. Let's have a look at that. We get to see the replay twice.
Bouchon from the Iznogood side preparing a big pull to help out the defense early on in this next point. Let's see if he can land this pull right on the corner of the end zone. Could be close. Good float.
It's a great pull. Briggs bringing it in. Immediately finding an open Ollie Gordon in the centre of the field. Gordon flicks to Ford. Ford has got Hillman cutting deep. He's got McHale cutting up the line. Big pressure from the French here. They're taking away the options as they arrive. Ford goes across. Briggs delivers. Back in the hands of Briggs again now. Again to Ford, but they've been forced backwards here. And Conor McHale been sent under, been sent deep. Abrams opens up the legs. He sprints. Oh, the sessions in the gym, the sessions on the track paying off. Rolling back the ears, Tom Abrams just accelerates away.
What a pass from Conor McHale that was. Immediately caught the disc, turned around, and yeet. What a flick. What a flick, ladies and gentlemen.
McHale had a lot of space underneath. Look at it. Look at the different space there he's got, and it gives him all the time he needs. He's run deep, he's come underneath, and Abrams, who's a handler, but
it seems like
one of the most powerful athletes in this Clapham line. He does a lot of work in the gym, and it shows.
You can definitely see what kind of respect Conor McHale is getting on those deep cuts if he's coming under so wide open. So let's see if Iznogood side will try to challenge him deep as well, instead of just letting him go under and just throwing these bombs.
So Clapham with a clean hold. Izno needing to do the same, stay in this game. Time ticking on, it's half an hour gone. They're an hour-long game at the cap. Finish the point and then they add one. All through the weekend, they've not been adding one. It's finished the point, and then that's, unless it's a draw, unless it's a tie, then that's the end of the game. And in the pool play, even ties were completely fine. So it's just who to goes, finish the point, that's the end of the game.
I think we have had extended games in the last couple.
Deep shot going up, Joe White underneath it, and it's collected smoothly. Naz with the big assist, and Joe White We thought we'd see him a lot. That's his first point of the game to go with his assist from earlier.
All right, I think it was a 2-pass point for the Iznogood side. Pull out of bounds for a Clapham, and bam, Iznogood with a set play. Oh, it wasn't even out of bounds, but still Nasser with a massive flick, and Joe White with a pretty easy catch in end zone. Had to shift the gears while he was running, but very nice chase from him.
Clapham were saying that they wanted to kind of take away the pull play, but that looked like a pull play. It looked like something they'd worked out. You know, the cut pattern was going to go here, exchange the disc, give it to Naz, and pick out Joe White in the end zone.
Definitely a set play from the Iznogood. Good to see that. And let's see, so far Iznogood in the last couple of points are forcing Clapham to swing a disc a lot. So let's see if Clapham will try to fire back with one of their set plays as well.
I've been so impressed. Oh, there's a different look from the defense here from Izno. They're not going one-on-one anymore. Oh, and Justin Ford.
Wow, Justin Ford with a missed clap catch. You don't see that very often.
No, I think he was thinking about the next pass already. He'll be cross with himself. But Izno with an opportunity to level this game here in the semi-final at Tom's Tourney.
This is a big point for the Iznogood. Connor McHale with a big defensive pressure. Hammer, Connor McHale, and that's a break.
No, that's
not a break.
Hang on, what is that? That's a hold.
That's a hold.
It's a hold.
What a defense, immediately running deep, and a hammer.
And I think Justin Ford will be putting his arm around Josh Briggs' shoulder and thanking him for bailing him out, and Connor McHale for that, and there's a timeout being called. So a little bit of uncharacteristic errors creeping into the game. I think I can count on one hand the number of Justin Ford clap catches I've seen missed in my days. It's so uncharacteristic, but it shows the pressure they're being put under from Iznogood. They want to be tested, and they're getting tested.
Well, Connor McHale showed up in this point, and I haven't seen many timeouts from the Clapham side at all, like in my ultimate career.
Well, this is perfect mental game strategy kind of. This is exactly when you call a timeout. You know, we've made a mistake on the field. Let's not ignore that. Let's not pretend that's not happened. Let's not let Iznogood build any momentum from that. Decompress the game, build ourselves back up and play our way. And that's what Clapham have done here. Izno is so impressive. Already in the final is a representation from Noisy-le-Sec, the suburb of Paris, where Yaka and Iznogood both hail from.
Well, not much to say, but from the Clapham side, very smart timeout as well. As you said previously, 60-minute games. A very nice way how to kill some time. Take some time off the clock. And Clapham moves back with a 2-point lead.
It's no good. We think 9 times French champions.
9-time French national champions.
Yeah, Clapham. Ollie, how many Clapham championships have we got? 20. 20 nationals.
In a row.
In a row.
20 in a row.
In a row, yes.
That's more impressive than just 20.
Yes. And honestly, not even close. No one's even got close. Well, Chevron might argue that on a couple of occasions. Fire might have something to say looking at the history books, but really?
Tom, you know which was the team Iznogood lost during this tournament?
Well, we'll check that in just a second, but right now...
that was a Chevron.
It was Chevron.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure they're eager to show to the Brits that they got what it takes to defeat them.
Reinez with the disc, Joe White the target. Justin Ford all over his back. He didn't like it. The complaint is heard. They're having a little chat. Let's see that again. It was right over his back, right over his shoulder.
Justin Ford with a very good contest on Joe White there. Maybe a bit too much of a contact, but a very nice defensive pressure from the Justin there.
Yeah, had the calm discussion. Two elite players, they know about contact, but they also know how to resolve it. And contact on the boots, it's a foul called.
Yeah, but I think that the stall count should be 0 because it was already 8 on the mark.
It's going to stay with the French. Good spirit from Hillman, immediately signalling no contest. Running out of space.
Big swing.
Joe White coming underneath again, Ford in close attention. Just gives him a little shove off, opens up the shoulder, finds a bit of space. There's going to be pressure underneath this, but there's French hands rising high into the Belgium sky. Johan van der Voel takes it down under 2 pressure defenders from Clapham.
I believe that's the only player they have from Netherlands on the Iznogood side. I think I have seen him play for the Netherlands juniors and youth teams. So a big grab in the end zone from him. Joe White showing up, showing off that he can throw even if he got a pressure on the mark.
That's interesting though, wasn't it? He didn't need a lot of extra space. It's that big pivot. He's such a rangy athlete. I think standing next to him, even I look up. He's 6'5" of kind of wiry muscle. He's an impressive figure, but just stepping out, opening up the shoulders, and a great take in the end zone.
So the ladies and gentlemen, the score is 7-6. Clapham still in the driver's seat, but Iznogood previously had the chance to level up the game, to hit the equalizer. Let's see what they can do on the defense.
Both O-lines have turned over 3 times. The difference in this game at the moment is the D-lines. Clapham's D-line have only turned over once, and they've converted 2 of their 3. Izno converting 1 of their 2 opportunities on defense. Mead.
Justin Ford and Joe White staying for the 2nd point in a row, both players.
Flick to Yo. Misread from the French. He went up a little bit too early. Sebastien Page, and what a matchup we're seeing. Justin Ford and Joe White going head to head, throw to throw, deep shot to deep shot.
If you can do it, I can do it. I love it. I love it.
It was a close mark as well. Joe White was no separation at all, but Justin just there to prove, well, yeah, I don't need much space either. Look, gives him a drop at the shoulder. That's all I need.
A quick shimmy. I have seen Joe White was doing that as well in other games to other people. The same shimmy move with the shoulders. I love it. I love it.
It's great. Dizis Maldaris alongside myself, Tom Stiles, covering the action out here on Ulti TV for Tom's Tourney. Hope that you're all enjoying watching it online. Do just take a moment to click the like button. It helps Google.
Share it to your friends, and if you would like to show some love, you can always support us as well with a bit of money.
Well, Tom's Tourney subscription rate, I think we're about 400 at the start of this weekend. We're nearly at 1,000, so bang that subscribe button and then you'll get notified for next year's tournament and for the rest of this weekend as well. More action coming. We always broadcast, Ulti TV always broadcasting on, most of it goes on Ulti TV's channel, but when we're here with Tom's, they have their own channel. That's the one we use. The wind's starting to pick up now, Dizis.
Bunk with a massive pull. Iznogood in their own end zone.
Naz looking to White. Goes across the field. Back across again. Pigeon was the receiver on that far side. This is nice from Izno, right in front of the cameras now.
Giffard with the disc. Going deep.
Giffard sends it. It's dealt with. Tom Abrams just grits his teeth and gets up there, stopping the grab from Eric Becker. Brings it back to the front.
I think that was Abrams' second defensive play as well in the game, if I'm not mistaken, of course. So Clapham with a break opportunity, sends it deep.
Alcock, bit of a raking pass.
Down with it.
Tom Cartwright underneath it. Josh Alcock with a slightly errant throw, but it landed in hands and it came down sharply. You can't really complain about the end result.
Well, what can you do when Clapham brings out the down goes the hammer chant? And it's 9-6. 3-point lead for the Clapham.
Yeah, 9-6 is the sort of margin that you feel like the momentum has gone. Izno with the one break back at 5-4. The teams have traded with a few turnovers, but it's largely been cleaned up. And Izno turning over with Clapham scoring there.
Wow. Not much you can say. The wind is definitely picking up, so the zone defense is getting more effective, more efficient on the defense. So let's see, but the Clapham, they're just good. They're just good, not to brag. But I have a faith in Iznogood side as well. I had a chat with a lot of them pre-game, and most of them said either it will be a close game or we're gonna lose by a big margin. So, and we're having a close game.
Yeah, a very close game.
We're having a close game. So, shout out for the guys for believing in themselves. Most of them haven't played
That is a
Clapham
huge
at
pull
all.
from Ford.
A massive one right on the side of the end zone.
And the zones trying to prevent things. It's Hillman with the force, Long and Mead, either side of the zone, quickly moving it. Giffard, tripping.
Iznogood went through Clapham's zone so easily in this point. But still they haven't chosen to go to man.
So,
now it seems like it's a man-to-man defense finally.
Yeah, gone to one-on-one. Joe White in the end zone, gonna have to go to the knees and just slides it in.
Big spike. Ah, such a small spike this time for American. I know Americans like to spike the disc a lot. I have seen from him in this weekend some big spikes as well. This time, a quick knee slide for a catch. Let's see a replay, and Iznogood gets their 7th point on the board. Clapham 9, Iznogood 7.
Becker sliding the disc down again. Becker and White. Combination is doing very well. That's second assist of the game for Becker alongside 2 scores, and White has had 2 scores and 2 assists as well. So those 2 players driving this Iznogood team forward.
We got last 12 minutes time of this game.
Yeah, time running out quickly here in the semi-final. A chance to play Cusb Red Bulls, which is not really Cusb Red Bulls, it's the Cusb Lofoten D-line.
Will we see 2 French teams fighting for the 3rd place?
We could, yeah.
We could.
Jack defeated in the other semi, so Izno will be playing for bragging rights at least. If they don't win here, they'll be playing up against Jack. I was really impressed with how Jack played against
that was a game
Red
which
Bulls.
Ended with a universe point as well.
It was a fantastic matchup. If you haven't seen that one, do go and check it out on the Tom's Tourney YouTube channel. Go back and watch that game. Really fantastic. Men's semi-final from Tom's. Josh Briggs opens up the backhand. Ford is the target. Becker's in better position and just takes it out of the sky. No chance. It was a high stall, wasn't it?
I think that was the receiver they were looking for, but yeah, a bit too short for Justin. He was already way farther away. Tried to still attack the disc, but nice job to avoid the contact as well from Justin.
White gets it underneath. Creole Martin.
This could be a very big break for the Iznogood side if they will manage to secure it.
Becker looks up, no cuts going. Joe White's there again, he looks up, again no deep shots going. Smart play, and a bit of a mix-up downfield. Tim Schock colliding with Becker. Back to White, Becker's available on the far side, he gets him now. Oh, it was too fast, it was too hot, and Felix Creole Martin could not contain it.
Was trying to complete the swing up, but a bit too short there. A good idea.
It was the right throw, it just came behind the receiver. When they're running that fast, you really need to put it in front so they can attack it rather than dragging an arm back. A pick has been called. A throw is going to come back to Alexis Long.
interesting setup for the Clapham right here. We got two guys on the side of the field, leaving Justin Ford and Ollie Gordon separated in the middle, almost like a 2 ISO play. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those two guys will catch a disc and send it deep.
Abrams to Yo. Yo to Long. Back to Yo in the centre of the field. Gordon. And it's a change of play. It's going to be a high grab. Oh, and Tom Abrams just gets the foot down inside, keeping it alive. Really quick disc. Becker dealing with Justin Ford. Floats it across to Ollie Gordon. Really expansive
What a
play.
hammer from Justin Ford.
We see a lot of hammers that kind of spiral and catch, but keeping that leading edge to the left as you release it. Right-hander keeping the leading edge to the left makes it a much more direct throw, and Justin throws that so well, opening up the space, and a violation. It's going to go back to Ollie Gordon.
What do you think, Tom? Which is the easiest pass in Frisbee? I would say it's a hammer.
That's an interesting question. Let's discuss that over a beer later, shall we?
All right. Leave us down in the comments as well. What do you think?
What's
Which is
the easiest pass in Frisbee? Yeah, we were chatting on the car about that, but let's Abrams to Yo. Looking back, Ollie Gordon cutting down the line. Can he find him? No, he can't. Josh Briggs reset. Across
to
to
Justin
Ford.
Ford.
Ford gets a bit of contact from Becker. Has a little word with him. Don't think we're going to accept that. These two, Justin's had a couple of conversations with Izno players now. Joe White and now Eric Becker. It's going to come in on one.
Very dangerous position from the Clapham to score.
To Briggs. Again, Izno all over the receiver, every pass. Briggs back to Ford, who takes the time to get up, double-handed. Floats back round to Ashio. Briggs taking their time here. Long, low disc, big bid. Can he get it in? He can. And there's Tom Cartwright. Quiet throughout the whole point, but stretching the field and eventually coming up with the goal.
Let's see if we can see that defensive effort right there. It was so close. Inside. Right below his hand.
So close. It was Felix Priormantin. He's had a goal in the game and he almost got a block there. And that's so frustrating for Izno, throwing themselves, like this is maximum effort, cut after cut after cut, and they're right on the shoulder every time. Any errors from Clapham, they're right there with the D. But Clapham aren't making any errors. They're just clinical, pass after pass. And, you know, it must get into your head eventually. What else can we do?
Exactly. Iznogood is putting a very decent pressure on the Clapham there throughout the whole game. But Clapham, their basic is so good. It's well-oiled machine, as you say. Wow. It's to be honest, it's impressive to see how Clapham is dealing with this pressure from the Iznogood side. And it seems like, well, they are close while they're bidding, but it's still not enough.
I remember talking to one of the players from Clapham. This is a long time ago, 18 years ago or so, chatting to somebody that had come back from Worlds in Hawaii and saying, what's the difference between the best teams in Britain and the best teams in, you know, the USA? And they said, it's really just the same stuff, but sharper. It's the same stuff, but sharper. And that is what Clapham do. They do the same stuff as everyone else, but they don't make mistakes when they're doing it. Joe White going deep, he's going to have to lay out, just picks it up, the extra bit of speed for Izno. Can they pop it in? Becker just catches it in stride. And Izno very fluently scoring that one. Using the legs, using the speed of Joe White.
We got 6 minutes remaining and the score is 10-8 in favor of Clapham. Wow, that was quite interesting from Joe White. It truly seemed like he will have to put his body on the line to catch the disc, but in the end, just barely had to bend on his knees and got the disc and a quick lefty?
I think it was, yeah.
I think it was a lefty.
Swap the hand.
But that defensive pressure from the Dr. Funk almost generated a turn.
And Johan van der Voort with the big hockey assist, getting Joe White into position for that short pass. I loved the angle of Becker's cut there, leaving neither defender any option to kind of adjust. If you run away into space, it's easy for the defender to kind of just follow you and take away an angle. But by running directly at the disc, you could then decide at the last minute which way he was going to juke, and Joe White just dishing it into his hand. So impressive play from the 77 shirt.
We get a 5-minute warning. 5 minutes left.
Whitney Houston bellows her wish to dance with somebody across the fields here in Bruges under the bright sunshine at Tom's Tourney. The party continues and the action is hotting up. There was nearly a big hand coming onto that disc, but the bid didn't come. Clapham still have it. Ford. Back to Briggs. Ollie Gordon cutting through the middle. Back to Ford again. Oh, holsters it this time. Eric Becker's foot would have been in the way. Gordon with the big fake.
You can see some poaching as well from the Iznogood American players there, trying to prevent those passing lanes.
Ford, back to Briggs. Love that half step back from Briggs just to create a bit more space between him and the defender before he receives it. Yo, back to Briggs. It's those small adjustments that make the big difference. They remove the opportunity. Ford coming out of the deep space to collect on the brick mark now. Long.
Wind is picking up.
Briggs with shock all over his back, but he calmly takes it in stride. They're loving this pressure. They're loving the opportunity to play at this level. And eventually the high stall out. Justin goes to the lefty and pops it into the end zone. Joe White surveying the field, but there's nothing ahead of him to throw at. Now there's an option, but it's been well marked by Alexis Long in the deep space. Joe White still surveying. Please give me something. Finds Tim Schock on the sideline. It's gone quiet from Izno. They've worked really hard to get that disc, and now they're running a little bit low on energy. Actually, Yo comes up with a grab.
Wow! What a grab.
There's going to be a conversation here.
Grab.
We're going to see if they talk it out
It
first.
seems like he's calling a strip, but we clearly see who has the disc now. Wow. All right, let's see the replay.
The players are allowed to come and check the screen.
All right, disc went back to Tim's hands, back to White. Shock. White, two-man game. Oh!
Joe White flutters it off the fingers. So there is a little bit of atmosphere around the players just looking at the replay camera. They're perfectly entitled to come and look at the replay if it's available. They're allowed to look at cameras and technology. There's a change in the rules that allows that to happen.
A bit of a butterfinger there from Joe White. And Justin Ford.
Oh, Justin opens up the afterburners. Alexis Long provides the big disc. And the Clapham putting it in another point. It's 11-8 to the London side. A turnover each in that point. But ultimately, it's another point to White.
As they say, disc don't lie. Disc don't lie.
I mean, it's very difficult for us, even with the slow-mo, even with the close-up, it's very difficult to see. I think it was Benjamin Friendrich who was the player.
Well, it was clearly hard to tell.
Very hard to tell.
Yeah, especially these type of situations. But Clapham comes down with their 11th point of the game. 11-8. We got less than 5 minutes remaining. I think we have like 2 minutes remaining, and it seems like the Clapham have stepped into the final with that last point. I think it's not even possible for the Iznogood to come back.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point about the replays, one of the players from the Iznogood sideline just a little unhappy with Clapham. One of the Clapham guys ran over and looked at our replay monitor as that replay was coming in. My point is, if that was on a big screen at the side of the field, everybody would be looking at it. So this is here. It's perfectly legitimate for players to come and look at it. I would still want the conversation to have on the field first, and that is the primacy of where it should take place. But the technology can be used.
Well, it is a crucial part of the game as well. Like late in the game, everybody wants to make the right call. Why not? To look from a different perspective. Right, Iznogood trying to score quickly.
Jafar back to Naz. And that's the end of the game hooter. So this is going to go in, but it's Clapham's game.
Oh, they scored a point, so they're playing one more point. Right before the end of the buzzer, they made the score, so that means they have to play one more point now.
They did. That did go in before the buzzer, didn't it? So they'll finish this point and then +1.
No.
Is it +1 on this score? Is it game to 12?
The game is over, and they have to play one more point, but it will not change anything from the Iznogood side.
No, I think it is. It's a +1 cap.
+1
for
cap?
the finals. It's different. It's
oh,
different
okay.
rule.
I'm still with a pull play phase then.
So my question is whether that went in, and therefore it's a game to 12. So the Boris, the tournament director, is talking to the players.
It seems like I'm not the only one a bit confused by how this will play out, but that's the true beauty of the Tom's Tourney 60-minute games. So make sure to come here next year as well. The party was amazing, right, Tom?
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone's had a great time here. We're loving being back at Elite Ultimate in Europe. Tom's Tourney is no better way. It's fantastic to see all the players out here giving their all, and then just hanging out. Everybody's friends. There was a bit of plant worship going on. See the photographs for more details. It was quite weird, but quite fun. There's a DJ booth in the front half of a car with the headlights flashing away. It was great atmosphere, great time, lots of Belgian beer flowing. And, you know, just friends. And I think we've missed this about the big tournaments over the last 2 years. Spending time in big groups has just been something that's not happened. Getting the ultimate scene back together has been a massive treat.
So it still seems like the players are trying to figure out how this will play out. We got both team coaches right there and the tournament director, Boris, from the Freeze Bees.
So it's a game to 12. Tournament director Boris, who's actually hosted us in his house this weekend, has confirmed, is a game to 12.
Shout out to Boris, one of the nicest guys. I have heard so many good stuff about him from the other people here from the tournament. Very nice guy.
Yeah, superb.
And a legend
great host
in Belgium.
Yeah.
All right, so Clapham will try to seal the deal with offensive hold. For the Iznogood, they need 3 breaks.
The other tournament director, Glenn, who's been doing all the work with the schedule, says this tournament is just so much fun to run. It's a big community of people. Everyone just knows that it's going to be a good time if they volunteer and they help out. There's a lot of parents from the junior section that come along and volunteer. And game to 12, so this is an opportunity for Clapham to take their place in the Tom's Tourney final.
Connor McHale. And the Clapham turns it over. Okay.
So this
got
gets
me out of my
interesting.
seat.
This gets a bit more interesting now, did this?
Definitely. Now we have a point cap. We know how long the game will run. Joe White.
Flashing disc forward, almost getting into the end zone. Bouchon trying to find a way through. And in the corner, Tim Schock brings it down. Bouchon finds the gap, a turnover, and the neutrals and the crowd on the sideline. The French women from Yaka are out here, and they are cheering the Noisy-le-Sec crew. They're within 1. They need to come down and bring a bit more defensive pressure, but everyone's loving this.
They definitely have to love this. You remember what Tim said to you before the game?
He said it's going to be the greatest victory that Iznogood has ever had.
Wow, and it's 11-10. If Iznogood will manage to get a break in the next round, we're having a universe, ladies and gentlemen. But again, we have to realize we're playing against the Clapham here, reigning, defending, undisputed European champions, 20-time UK champions.
20 times UK champions, not currently reigning defending European champions, because Laforte beat them in 2019, which was the last
Last year was here, and Clapham won. They are reigning defending.
They are reigning defending European champions. Yeah. It was in Brugge, wasn't it? It was here.
Yeah, it was right
the
here.
Tourney venue.
Right here, same place, different field though. All right, Iznogood will try to force this game into the universe point.
Briggs to Ford. Ford to Yo. Lots of space in the middle of the field, moving it quickly. Ford has got Becker on him. A little bit of a shoulder bump. Briggs is going to have to go backwards. Maurice giving him close attention. Ford fakes, then finds Gordon's coming out of the deep space. Got Jafar for a lot of cover.
A big
Ford.
effort on the defense there from Iznogood.
Ollie Gordon now, back to Ford. Ford looks to Gordon going upfield, doesn't send it. Back to Briggs. Briggs has got the flick, but he takes, Conor McHale into the hands, into the wind. We're seeing turnovers that we've never seen throughout this game. Izno with an opportunity to get it up to 11 all. Sudden death is on the cards here, Didzis.
Conor McHale.
Big shot goes up into the air. Who's
Joe
underneath
White.
it?
Joe
White takes it down.
A massive grab and a big spike. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a universe over here.
It's incredible action. Clapham making mistakes that we've not seen all game, right when it matters, and Izno there to capitalise. They've stuck around, they've been persistent, they've been on the backs of Clapham every single cut, every single point, and now when it matters most, they've managed to get it to 11 all. The crowds, everybody on the sideline that isn't directly from London, I think is cheering for the French. Noisy-le-Sec already has one team in the Tom's Tourney finals with Yaka in the women's division. Can they get another one? Can Noisy-le-Sec have Iznogood in the final to play against Cusp Red Bulls, Didzis, Maldoris and Tom Styles? What amazing action out here.
We have another universe here, and on the scoreboard it's 11-11, so what DJ Khaled said, another one.
Another one.
Wow. Conor McHale with the Christmas present in this hot summer day.
It was 11-8. It went 11-9, game to 12, and then Iznogood have come down here.
Iznogood already with 2 breaks in a row.
Incredible.
Will they manage to get the third one? I think wind will be not in their favor. There will pull up wind, and the Clapham will come downwind with this offense, and it's a universe, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise in the chat.
Both teams putting on their best line. Tim Schock comes to mark. James Mead on the disc. Gets it to Tom Abrams. This is a test of nerves. It's a test of skill. It's a test of experience. Where are the cuts coming from? Gets it across to Yo. Yo with a determined look on his face. Briggs now gets it to Ford. Ford's got Cartwright cutting deep. Yo cutting underneath. A foot is trodden on from Becker. An apology comes straight away from Becker, and the stall will come back in on 0.
Yeah, exactly. Stall count will reset. We'll see what will happen. I'm excited about this.
Ford finds Gordon. Gordon's got Yo coming underneath. A quick jink from him was all that's required. Ford's got it. They've done half the job. On the mark now. Abrams. Again, the wind just bobbling this disc. There's the turnovers may happen, and Ford loses his footing. Adjusts quickly. That might want to sting the ankle. Cartwright coming out of the deep space with a lot of heat on the back. The cut from Ford is marked out. Briggs now with Joe White underneath him. Becker is going to have an opportunity to take it down. Izno with a chance here. The disc from Briggs was aimed at Ford, but Becker had all the time to just eat that up, smack it to the ground. Didzis, we've got Izno on offense with a chance to break Clapham and take the game.
Iznogood with a chance to secure a spot in the final. what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen.
Is Tim Shock some sort of mind-reading, future-predicting genius?
If Iznogood will win it, I will have so much respect for the Tim for calling it out loud just like that.
He said this is going to be the greatest victory Iznogood has ever had. He said that to us before the game. He had a wink in it, he had a twinkle in his eye, but my goodness me, we could just about see it. Joe White darts underneath. Giffard. So Tim had to go to the ground there. Shock picks it up. Gets it back across the other side of the field here.
This is happening, ladies
Becker.
and gentlemen.
White. Tim Shock goes deep. There's going to be pressure underneath it. Abrams lays out. Now a conversation.
This will be interesting conversation. I would love to see the replay. I would love to see a replay of this.
Abrams was always going to bid for that. There's contact made. Becker. This is so crucial.
It's for the spot in the final.
White, and it's been given. It's been given. Let's have a look at the replay. It's been given as an uncontested strip.
Clapham. What is happening, late?
Iznogood in the final. An uncontested strip. Incredible spirit from Tom Abrams from Clapham. Not contesting that strip call. Tim Shock with the low in the end zone. And Iznogood have come from 11-8 down to take this one 12-11. 3 breaks in a row to the French. And it's the Noisy-le-Sec special. 2 finals. Iznogood and Yaka. It's a French celebration here in Bruges.
The fact that Tim called that this will be the greatest win for the Iznogood. And he got the last point. It's amazing.
Amazing scenes out here at Tom's Tourney. I do hope you've enjoyed that game wherever you've been watching from. Look at the contact. Yeah, he absolutely had control. Tom Abrams, great camera angle down the line from Edgar's down the line cameraman. I think you could see.
I think we will have an interesting semi-final. I mean, game for the 3rd place and 2 French team final.
Yeah, 2 French in the final. So Iznogood go through to face Cusp Red Bulls in the final, and Clapham will be playing Shaq in the 3-4 game. Clapham with some really difficult lessons to learn there. They made mistakes, they gave Izno opportunities. And Izno celebrating, but they need to go and join their spirit circle. We're going to wrap it up now. Thanks very much for watching. Tom Stiles alongside Didzis and Maldris for the biggest upset we've seen in a long time. Iznogood beating Clapham in the semi.
Merci beaucoup.
Alti.tv.
On danse.